But first of all, a nation, a land which has been here before others had anything to do in their life, when others were still on the trees. We had everything, all right? Hello? When most cultures were still hanging from the trees, we had everything, and how come a few hundred people can come and take this whole bloody land? Not one piece, from top to toe, all right? How come such a thing can happen? Because we have this problem. We will sleep. I'm sorry, is sleep a crime? Hello? Is sleep a crime? No. But if you sleep through your life, you will be a disaster. And a disaster is always worse than a crime. Crime affects one or two people. Disaster means it takes away generations of people. So, this habit of walking into disasters and then grieving over it and writing poetry about it, romanticizing our own suffering, God damn it, stop it. This one disaster if you walk into, you will not walk out of it. This is why we need to act. What should I do? What should I do? You're now living in a democratic nation. The most important thing in these nations is to raise your voice. Oh, I tweeted yesterday, I'm done. No, that's not the thing. I want you to understand this. Because I'm saying it is a fetish in this country to constantly give commentary on the political leaders of this nation. I'm not saying they're perfect people. They have their issues, they have their problems, like everybody on the street has their problems. They have the same problems sitting in high places, unfortunately. But if you were the chief minister or prime minister or anything of power, and I give you 5-year term, tell me, would you… Of course, in any given country or state, resource is always scarce. If you do this, you can't do that. It's always the case. When this is the case, would you attempt to do something which will produce results in 5 years, so they will once again elect you? Or would you try to do something which will produce results after 15, 20 years? Please tell me honestly. Yes, that's exactly being done. Nobody wants to even talk about soil, because if you talk about it, you have to work for it, you have to invest in it, you have to keep your energies on it, but it'll take 15, 20 years. When most politicians get into power, when they're after 60, 65 years of age, how do you expect them to focus on something which will take 15, 20 years to bear result if you don't stand up and give a strong mandate that if you do something long-term, we're with you? Not just you, I'm telling you, not in a single nation. Not in a single nation in the entire world, 60% of the adult population has stood up and ever said, we are concerned about the long-term well-being of our country, we are concerned about the future of our children, what are you doing about it? No, they want 1% tax rebate, they want 2 rupees deduction in their petrol price, they're goddamn it getting it. These are beggars, these are not democratic citizens. When we say democracy in South, the word for democracy is Jananayakam. That means people are the leaders, that's what democracy means. These are not nation's leaders. These are people who sit in a tea shop and comment about everything, no responsibility about anything. I'm sorry I'm talking to you like this, but I'm telling you, if we don't wake up now, especially in this country, with 1.3 billion people, our organic content, average organic content is 0.68. This is a desert. Oh, you've gotten used to the desert. Don't worry about Rajasthan. Fly from Delhi to Chennai, every 5 minutes look out of the window, the whole damn country is a desert. Except Western Ghats and northeastern part of the country, the whole country looks like a brown desert. Please fly and see. Have you seen or no, many of you? What is it that we're waiting for? The problem with us is, we've forgotten just 70, 75 years ago, we used to have terrible famines in this country. Have you at least read about it, young people? There were famines in this country. Famine is not a joke. Famine is the worst way for a human being to die. If there is a war, at least somebody… There's swords around, so I won't talk about guns. Somebody will at least take off your head, which is a useless head anyway. Famine means 3 to 4 months you die slowly. It is the worst, most inhuman way for a human being to die. As this begins to happen, initially you lose your civilizational pretensions, then you lose your pretension of even being human. There have been hundreds of situations around the world during famine times. Parents have cut off the limbs of their own children and eaten it because they don't want to kill the children, but they want to survive. If you do something like that in your life, after that can you live, I'm asking you? Hello? If you're forced to do something like that, after that can you live as a human being? I'm saying we're… after all this organization, technology, development, as a world, not just as a nation, as a world we are driving towards a famine, a serious famine. So already, if you are very innocent, actually innocent is not the word, there's a bad word for that, but I'll use nice words because I'm your guest today, you know. If you're very innocent, you do not know what is happening in geopolitics, all the people who have big guns are already positioning themselves to have the most fertile lands in the world. You think you can do it? Hello? You think with this sword you can go and take the most fertile lands in the world and keep it for Indians or at least Rajasthanis? You think you can do it? You think you are anywhere in that position, I'm asking you? We are not there. We will not be there and they will never allow us to be there unless in our land we keep it strong and healthy. At least we can protect what is ours. Because when food shortages come, whoever has the biggest guns will take it. Have no doubt about it. Have absolutely no… I know I'm trying to paint a terrible picture. This is not my picture, UNFAO is saying this, UNCCD is saying this. Major organizations in the world are talking about by 2035, there will be dozens of civil wars across the world. I want you to imagine in this city, if 40% of the people have not eaten for 3 days, what do you think will happen? They'll just sit in a corner and die, is it? Or they will rip you up on the street. Hello? So this is what will happen to the world and this is what we are driving towards. It is not too far away. Right now, on an average, per year, every year, 27,000 species, yes, you heard it right, 27,000 species of organisms are going extinct per year. At this rate, every calculation shows somewhere between 25 to 40 years, there will be a collapse. It is right now a slide. When a certain number of biodiversity, a certain amount of biodiversity is lost, there will be a tumble. When the tumble begins, there is nothing you and me can do. We just have to learn somewhere in the mountain one small patch of land so that I can eat and survive, hiding from everybody else and hiding the food and me just eating without bothering about what's happening to you. That is the kind of filthy life we'll have to live because human beings want to survive. It's natural, individual human beings want to survive. If we don't want to drive there, we are in a privileged position as a generation. We have a great challenge, but we have a privileged position because we are in a cusp of time that if we act now with the right policies, within the next 10 to 15 years' time, we can make a significant turnaround. There's enough science and data to point this out. I don't want to go into all that. Those of you who have a heart for life, your own life, not my life. My life you live it, I've lived it, it can go. your own life, your children's life, if you have heart for this, please just do some research for yourself. Look up UNFAO sites, look up the soil sciences sites. If that is all too technical and complex for you, just look up Safe Soil site. It is put in a much simpler terms. Please look it up, educate yourself, and you must start your own safe soil movement. This is not about me. This is not about what I speak, what I do. After 30 years of non-stop talking about it, then I see everybody just sleeps on it. I thought I should do something. What can I do? I don't hold an office, I am not this minister or that minister. The only thing that I can do is I can stick my life out. Fortunately, people across the world have responded, but we must drive this towards solution. 74 nations have signed up. But if people don't keep their voice up, tell me, as you already said, even if you were the leader, you would only focus on short term. And the history of this nation has been, whenever a leader took long-term steps, the next election he lost for sure. That shows who we are. Hello? It's happened, isn't it? So this is important as responsible citizens that you keep the voice up. Till when, Sadhguru? How to keep my voice up? Arey, aren't you selling silly messages on your smartphone? Hello? This is the first time in the history of humanity, you have a tool in your very pocket that if you want, you can sit here and reach the entire world. Many great beings have come in this land and in many places, but when they spoke, hardly 10 people could hear. Here you are, sitting in the comfort of your home. You can talk to the world. I'm telling you, if you're really committed, just you, one person, I'm talking, just one of you, in the next 6 months can reach the entire world. Everybody who has a similar companion like you. No, I'm not talking about your husband or wife, I'm talking about the smart companion that you have. Hello? Is your phone going to be always smarter than you? This you must decide. Hello? You must be smarter than the phone, isn't it so? Hello? I'm sorry I'm speaking in this tone because the nation has this problem of slumber. We think if we sleep, problem will go away. Yes, it will go away. If our life goes away, all problems go away. People ask, first thing they ask, Sadhguru, what do you predict, Sadhguru, will the world end? Sir, if the world ends, no problem at all. All problems will end. The problem is, it'll be a slow fade. Question is, who will get hit first, that's all. But nobody will be spared, one way or the other. Once there are food shortages, rich and poor will suffer equally, in different ways maybe. Maybe poor are spared because they will die quickly. Others who have access to food will take a long time to die. Above all, everything we have built in the last 100 years, we will destroy. That is the important thing. It's not happened easy. Hello? Whether it's getting independence for this nation or building this nation towards what it is right now, it's not been easy. It's a toil. Enormous sacrifice behind this. All that will be simply wasted because we cannot even tweet. It takes a bird brain to tweet. It doesn't take a full human brain to do it. Please, I'm sorry.